WDW Radio, your information station.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WDW Newscast. Today is Wednesday, August 24th, 2011. I am your host, Lou Mangello, helping you to appreciate and enjoy Walt Disney World with my WDW radio show, Walt Disney World trivia books, audio guides, celebrations magazine, and lots more. You can find it all over at WDWradio.com. This week's episode is sponsored by our friends over at touringplans.com. They are the unofficial guide research team. They are also the founders of touringplans.com, where we can learn how to save up to 4 hours of Walt Disney World or Disneyland theme park time. They've got fast pass times, return times, crowd calendars, the Lines application for your mobile phone, a pretty sweet blog, and lots more. Whether you're a first timer or have been there 100 times, be sure and check out touringplans.com/WDW radio. So, as if you hadn't had enough of the live broadcasts, we have just come back from the D23 Expo in Anaheim, California, where we brought to you coverage for all 3 days live from our booth and at the show floor. We were broadcasting and interviewing and recording and streaming and walking and talking and having a great time over the past couple of days. And that's really the news for this week. You know, the news is all about the D23 Expo because most people who are Disney fans either were out there on the show floor in Anaheim, California, or were probably following along, either watching and chatting live in the box or following tweets or photos or even Disney's own coverage via Twitter and their posts on the Disney Parks blog. I'm still in recovery mode, and that's why the studio looks a little different than normal, not to mention the fact that I moved the night before I went out to the Expo. So forgive me if things are a little hectic today. Certainly, we are going to cover the entire D23 Expo on next week's WDW radio show. We'll have a roundtable discussion about all things Expo, from the pavilions to the exhibits to the collectors forums, the box, the booth, and lots more. And we'll also get some reactions from some of the people who were there and maybe some of the people who were in the box. But one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, in addition to the D23 Expo, especially for you who have been watching either part of or all 3 days, was thanks to our friends over at MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. They shared and helped sponsor the booth at the Expo with us. We had a great time. We had so many people coming by to say hi, coming out of the box, and really made my personal D23 experience even better than it was last year. And what we did while we were there, too, was we had a giveaway. We had a giveaway for the people who were at the Expo. We had sort of a Mouse Fan bingo game, and Becky and her team were kind enough to give away on day 3 a 6-night vacation to Walt Disney World for up to 4 people in a moderate resort, during value or regular season, of course, as well as ticket and dining. And, of course, Becky, in her infinite generosity and wisdom, did not want to leave the box people out. So we had a contest for you as well. And that's why before the Expo, I highly recommended paying attention for as long and as much as possible, because she gave away, or was about to give away, the exact same prize to one of you tonight. What we did was we had 20 questions that we posted on the WDW Radio blog on Monday. Your answers were due by 10 p.m. on Tuesday the 23rd. We asked you to submit your answers numbered in order, with just, the answer to simple questions that we had about stuff that was going on. We scored those entries. We took all the correct ones. We put them in a randomizer, and we drew out the winning name, which is one that I'm going to let you know as soon as I go through the questions and answers. So, real quickly, let's blow through these fast. The first question, if you were watching, was what color shirts did the amazing Mouse Fan Travel agents wear on Saturday? Of course, they were wearing the color that I believe is known as Mouse Fan Red, although we would have taken red as well. What did Lou buy his wife Deanna at the Dream Store? As you just saw, it was the castle necklace. Some of you answered something else that you saw me shopping for. We may have taken that one as well, too. What graphic did Lou and Becky unveil to the box at the start of Friday's coverage? If I was better prepared, I would be showing you the new WDW Radio Cruise on the Disney Dream 2.0 Lou and El Grupo logo, but I was woefully unprepared. But that's what we unveiled. We unveiled the new logo. I will certainly post that over at WDWRadioCruise.com. Next question was a box person. Mark, Fuse MP from the UK, brought Lou and Becky a set of stickers on Friday. What did the 6 stickers say? It said, I escaped the box. We gave a ton of those stickers out because a lot of you came from there out here, had a great time with us at the Expo. Allie and Jeff, a couple who have been in the box, friends of the show in the past, have told the box what they celebrated on Saturday night. They had joined us on the WDW Radio Adventures by Disney, which we'll cover as well. And what did they celebrate? Their engagement. So big congrats go out to Jeff and Allie for getting engaged during the D23 Expo. I don't know if it was at the D23 Expo. The word of the day. So we gave you all a word of the day that we posted in the chat, and we mentioned to you a number of times. The word of the day on Friday was sorcerer. And if you saw the box, part of the reason why was because in the box we had a giant, very tall, not even just for me, Sorcerer's hat, Sorcerer Mickey's hat made out of balloon, thanks to John Reed. I'm going to put a link in the show notes this week to some of his amazing balloon art. So the word of the day was sorcerer. What kind of prize? Yes, the popping ceremony was the best part of the whole weekend. What kind of prize did Becky give away to the box people during the Expo coverage? We took one of two because Becky, once again, in her craziness and generosity, gave away a limited edition Archives pin as well as a D23 Vinylmation. We also had another announcement because really moving, unpacking, going on the ABD, prepping for, and then doing the D23 Expo right before the 40-hour show wasn't enough. We wanted to cram something else in there. So what Disney location will Lou and Becky, not our spouses, travel to on September 15th? We will be going out to cover and bring to you live and in audio and video format Aulani. So we'll be traveling out. We'll be the first people on the ground in Aulani bringing you live coverage in the box and on video and on the blog. So that should be a lot of fun as well. I haven't heard talk of grass skirts and coconut bras, but we'll see what happens once we get there. The word of the day on Saturday. The word of the day was the buzz of the day, and that was Avengers. Next question was, what could be found inside the Sorcerer Mickey hat and served as the focal point of the Mouse Fan WDW Radio booth? And that was, we would have taken a couple of different things because there was a hidden Mickey inside. John Reed, nice job on the hidden Mickey. Becky also hung her MEI and Mouse Fan Travel logo. There was also some posters advertising the contest and the Dream Cruise, and because they were sort of under the hat, we took any of those because that's just the Disney spirit and that's how we roll. Plus, I didn't want your legal teams coming after me. What Broadway and TV rock star did Lou interview during the Expo? And what we were looking for was Constantine Maroulis. However, we did accept Paige O'Hara because of the way we worded the question, and again, because of my fear of litigation, and in our terms, she is a rock star. The word of the day for Sunday was Imagineer. For a variety of reasons, it was Imagineering presentations, it was Imagineers walking on the floor. So the word of the day for Sunday was Imagineer. What snack food was delivered to the booth for Lou and Becky to enjoy? We took many answers here. Any one of would have qualified. Cupcakes, red vines, chocolate, pixie sticks, pop rocks, Red Bull. Any and all of those were appreciated, by the way, and accepted. Next question, Stephanie and Larson, box people themselves, spoke to the box several times throughout the Expo coverage. What special event of theirs was streamed live on WDWRadio.com earlier this year? Hint, the hats they wore gave you a big clue. Yes, in fact, it was their wedding. Next question, in what upcoming book will Lou be a character? There was only one right answer, although I'm sure there was probably some funny, creative ones out there as well. Ridley Pearson's Kingdom Keepers 5, and as a big surprise to me, during Ridley's presentation at the Expo, I believe on Friday, he read a passage, he read a part of a chapter from Kingdom Keepers 5, and actually that was the one that he chose, the one where he mentioned me and WDW Radio by name. This is the grin of a very happy little 7-year-old boy in a 40-some-odd-year-old body. So big thanks to Ridley Pearson. Let's see. What event were Lou and Becky attending immediately prior to and exhausting them before the... Oh, that's not how it was worded, but you get the meeting prior to the D23 Expo. That was Adventures by Disney, Backstage Magic, an amazing tour. Talk about something that was full of surprises. That is what defines Backstage Magic and Adventures by Disney. We will cover that, I promise you, on an upcoming show in the next couple of weeks. What fruit featured on the cover of Celebrations magazine? Yes, I Googled it to make sure it was a fruit. Won someone a prize during the Expo coverage. It was very interesting how people were sort of trying to seek out this answer as opposed to just going to celebrationspress.com, looking at the cover and seeing there was a large orange pumpkin. Next question was, in what D23 exhibit did Lou bring the box at the start of Sunday's coverage of the Expo? One of the ones that really was sort of the cornerstone of the first floor exhibits, and that was the Parks and Resorts Carousel of Projects. So we would have taken Carousel of Projects, Parks and Resorts. It was the Disney exhibit. We got to talk to Kathy Mangum. We talked to a bunch of other Imagineers. We saw the model of Fantasyland. We talked to Destiny. We looked at Cars Land. Had a really good time in there. I was really happy to be able to bring the box to share that experience as well. Next question, 19 out of 20. Name the color shirt Lou wore during the Expo. There were two. You only need to name one, and you're right. Navy blue or white. Either and both was accepted. If you know me, you know chances are I'm wearing one of those two colors. And the final question was, how long did it take me to lose my voice? No, the last question is, what prize was awarded to one lucky person who visited the Mouse Fan Travel WDW radio booth? Hint, the winner was announced in the afternoon of Sunday's coverage. A 6-day trip to Walt Disney World, or we also did give away a full and complete set of Celebrations magazine. Tim Foster was there. I was making him hug people left and right, and but that wasn't the answer we were really looking for. Celebrations magazine or the 6-night stay. Speaking of which, that's what one of the box people is going to win right now. We had a ton of entries come in on Monday up until Tuesday. A lot of you got all of these right, so congratulations. And first of all, thank you so much for taking your time over the weekend. I know our time is valuable, and you could be outside mowing the grass or painting the house but you chose to spend your weekend with us. So thank you so much to everybody who watched. You guys in the box made my experience on the floor so amazing. So we put them all into a virtual hat, and we put them into the randomizer, and we drew one very lucky box person who's going to win the 6-night stay, moderate resort, value or regular season, for up to 4 people in one room, tickets, and my favorite part, you also get dining as well. Again, big thanks go out to mousefantravel.com, Becky and her team. I'm not going to cut to commercial. I'm not going to drag this on any longer. So big congratulations go out to Elizabeth Driscoll. You had the winning entry. So big congrats and thanks. If you are watching in the box right now, you need to email, or you can actually direct message Becky. If you are in the box right now, you can email me or email Becky at BECI@mousefantravel.com. Get in touch with me. I'll hook you two crazy kids up, and we'll make all that happen. So congratulations and thanks to all of you. Big thanks, of course, go out to Becky and her team for making those 2 amazing prizes happen. It was great to sort of bring a little bit of extra Disney magic that Becky and her team do so well. So is Becky is she in the box right now? I can't see. The box is going by so fast I can't see. Becky says she is here. Awesome. Elizabeth, congratulations. Hopefully I get a chance to see you when you come down or up, over, down to your trip to Walt Disney World sometime. So, and the other thing I have to say too, as long as I'm giving thanks as a quick aside, and of course we'll talk about this more when we do our full D23 Expo recap show, but I have got to give my sincerest and greatest thanks to everybody on my team and Becky's team, including and especially Christy Visaki. I know you're there. I know you're watching because you're in the box at NJ Christie. You totally crushed and rocked the booth and the contest and the setup and the teardown and everything else. I am eternally grateful for all of your help. Same thing, Jessica, Mike, Mark, Tony, Larson, Stephanie, everybody else who was a part of the booth and helped out in so many ways. We could not have done this without you. Becky, you and your team totally crushed the booth as well. You just made it such a warm and welcome, inviting, and by the way, very comfortable place because you added the super thick padding to the floor. The balloon was awesome. The logos looked great. So, this never would have happened without all of you guys. So I am very, 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 very grateful to all of you. So anyway, like I said, we are going to cover the Expo fully, but this is my chance. And what I love about the box is this is my chance to sort of hear from you. That's why I like doing this, because I want this to be a two-way conversation. So I know some of you in the box were there. I know others of you in the box were watching in the box, and I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your input because I want to take that into consideration when we talk about it on the show. What were your thoughts of the Expo? If you went in 2009 versus 2011 or watched either, how did you feel? Did one seem superior to the other? Were the things you liked more or less about one or the other? If you were there, did you feel like it was a good value? Did you feel that 3 days was too little? What were the lines like? The floor was great. He loved the floor. Let's see. He loved the platypus. AWIT066 says no big announcements. A lot of people told me how much they enjoyed our booth and how much they enjoyed our coverage of it. So thank you very much. Jeff's wasn't there, but it seems like it was crowded. Maybe need to limit it somehow. I heard comments to that effect from a number of people. Disney fans says both were different, but each was equally enjoyable. The Carousel of Projects was the best. That would have made the whole trip worth it for me. Stars and Moon thought last time was more exciting with more announcement. Yensid also agrees. 2009 had more big announcements. The lines were very, very long. A lot of people talking about the lines. Scott Otis, of course, wished for another day. I hope you went on vacation after the Expo because I know that's how you like to roll. Clover Beaton loved everything about it. Tracy Lee says if there was another one in 2 years, she will definitely be there. Pete Altanese thinks it needs to be longer, way too crowded. So maybe going from 4 days to 3 days made it a little bit too crowded. Some people are enjoying some of the artifacts like the Lost Van or the Platybus or a Waltz Limousine. Could you imagine how quickly it would sell out, says NJ Christie. Christie, you're right. I mean, especially Saturday, we don't know what the numbers were, and I don't know if they'll be officially released, but we're guesstimating, a good 15,000 people came into that. And I think that's why a lot of the presentations filled up so very quickly. Sentiment said, watched more of this last one, liked that this one was more about the box, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to spend more time with you guys, interacting with you guys, and taking you guys around. I wanted to make you feel as though you were there. Awit says, Destiny was awesome. The costume, Stars and Moon, a lot of cosplay people there, a lot of people in costume. Pete enjoyed Paige, Billy D, and Mama, some of the interviews that we did. Andre was told 50,000 people by the staff. I'll assume that's 50,000 over 3 days. Do the math. That's about 7,000 to 18,000 or so, 17,000, 18,000 per day. Two Eagle Moms said it would be fantastic if they could repeat some of the presentations or put them in larger rooms. Don't know why they didn't put Dick Van Dyke in the arena. A number of people, or at least have sort of a simulcast in other rooms for some people who couldn't get it. Let's see. Why don't they webcast some of the presentations? I think because they want people to attend. They certainly don't want people watching at home. Love the costumes. Paige O'Hara was... Well, yeah, Paige O'Hara was, at the very last minute, she happened to be there, but was so gracious with her time. And she hugged me. I hugged Belle, and she sang, too. Billy D. Williams, wow. But Jeffrey Epstein came over, Alex Mayer came over, we had some other bloggers and podcasters and authors, and it really was a good time. A lot of great engagement at the booth. Let's see. Although there were no major announcements, I thought it was fun being in the Parks and Resorts presentation. Love the box Imagineer chats. Love the dual webcam view. So that's something that we did different this year. We had the box cam, which was going out with the laptop. We also had a booth cam trained right on the booth the entire time, so you could see what was going on there. Lou, you almost cried when I hugged Paige O'Hara. That's very true. Jeffrey Epstein, the Disney Greek. Yeah, he's Greek now. The Disney Geek was great. Mama always is good for a great laugh. Talking Mickey. They should show presentations on the Expo floor via large screens. Crispy, that's one of the things a lot of people talked about was how do you let people who can't get into the presentations still enjoy them? Even if you don't want to be there live, can you simulcast them somewhere? Can you broadcast them on the show floor or somewhere else? I don't know how places like Comic-Con does it, but they have obviously much higher numbers than that, and I don't know how they resolve that. I may have to go just for research purposes. Loved seeing attendees in costume. Jess, I don't know if you were here. I gave you big props and huge thanks for all your help in the booth and with the box. You certainly crushed it as well. And yes, it was definitely an amazing weekend. Seeing the Mine Tray coaster mock-ups, I agree. That was one of the highlights for me, both seeing that on the Adventures by Disney and then coming to see the mock-up of the car and the virtual ride-through at the Parks and Resorts exhibit as well. Stars and Moon says, yeah, I'm a member. Think it should be exclusive for D23 members or have benefits. Seeing the parks presentation live. Yeah, Justin, happy I was able to bring you guys in as well. Would you go next year? So if you were in the box, was the 2009 or the 2011 coverage enough for you to say, I need to be there? If they do this again in 2013 and there have been no announcements made, would you go? Do you feel now that you need to go if they have it in 2013? I would go if I had time off. Some people saying yes, they would go back. Did I record the live webcast? Yes, they are. You can find them on Ustream. I'll try and embed them in a blog post. Maybe we'll do that, Christy. We'll embed those on a blog post. Will Kaliza says, in a heartbeat, yes, yes, yes. Andre says, not sure I would go again, to be honest. Is that because you're from overseas? You are from the UK. You have a bit longer to travel. Most other people saying, yes, if I have vacation time, absolutely. Disney Dogs likes it in the box. I would go if I could afford it. Definitely will not miss the next one, says Lynette Alyssa. Made the box peeps feel special by spending all your time with us. That's because I love you guys and I appreciate you being here for me. Would love to see it come to New York City. Some people would like to see it coming to Walt Disney World. Christy, you will definitely be back. If Lee and I don't use our vacation, Andrew and Lee will be back for their Disney Moon again. Bring D23 to Orlando. Excuse me, that's an interesting option as well. Something I think a lot of us would like to see. Again, we could talk about this and individual parts of this for hours on end, and when we do the recap roundtable, we probably will. But I do want to hear more from you. I want you guys to comment over at WDWradio.com. I'll embed this video there on the blog, and I'd love for you to post your comments there about your thoughts about the Expo, whether you're an attendee or a box person, what you liked, what you didn't like about it, because I want to sort of take that feedback and I want to integrate that into our roundtable discussion, which will hopefully happen this coming weekend. I agree, Orlando would be awesome as somebody who now lives in Orlando, but other people would certainly like to see it in other places around the country. People are saying Javits Center, Orlando, Chicago, New York City, Orlando. And if you did go, what kind of ticket did you get? Did you get a 1-day, a 3-day? Did you get a premiere? Did you go all out and get a sorcerer? And if so, was it worth it? And $1,000 sounded like a lot before the Expo, but for those people who got shut out of presentations, $1,000 for some seemed like money very, very well spent. We certainly want to hear from some of those people as well. So please go to WDWradio.com. You can comment there. While you're there, look around a little bit. Check out the podcast. Come by, subscribe on iTunes. Check out the blog. We've got an amazing set of contributors posting lots of new content every day, lots of new contests as well. We have the sort of Our Homes Went Disney contest. Now we're going Our Classroom Went Disney. So if you are an educator, if you're a teacher, if you're a student, show us how your classroom went Disney for a chance to win some prizes. We also have information coming about the WDW Radio running team. So if you're going to participate in any of the Walt Disney World half marathon or full marathon or wine and dine events, you'll have a chance coming up in the next couple of days to order some logo shirts and some running shirts. What else? Follow me over on Twitter. I am at Lou Mongello. Come join the WDW Radio page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/WDW Radio. Unfortunately, I can no longer accept friend requests because I've hit my limit. Facebook's fault, not mine. What else? Don't forget, too, we've got the Walt Disney World Trivia books, the Walt Disney World Trivia and iPhone app, and the free WDW Radio app. The audio tours of Walt Disney World, including Frontierland, just came out. Celebrations magazine. Look, you can get Disney magic from us any way you want, anytime, anywhere. Check it all out at WDWRadio.com, and you can visit my personal website over at LouMongello.com. Find out some of the other things I'm doing, some charitable aspects of what we do here, as well as private tours of Walt Disney World. So, again, to all of you who watched in the box, who are watching tonight, or who are watching either on Ustream, listening in iTunes, or coming by the WDWRadio.com website, thank you so much for making my 2011 D23 Expo such an incredible experience. I am grateful to each and every one of you for spending your valuable time with me and with us who were there in the booth and your friends in the box. And as I said, you are my friends, whether we have met yet or not. Many of you proved that point when you came to the Expo and I got to meet you in person. Chances are I probably hugged you. So thanks to all of you. Thanks again to Becky and her team over at Mouse Fan Travel for sponsoring the booth and making it such a great place. Christy, Jess, Tony, Larson, Stephanie, Mike, Mark, all the people on the WDW Radio and Celebrations team, including Tim Bananas Foster. Thank you guys for all your hard work in setting up the booth, manning it all weekend, and helping to pop the balloons on the way down. So if I forgot somebody, I do apologize. It was great seeing you in the box. It was even better meeting you in person. I hope I have the opportunity to meet all of you in person one day, hopefully right here in the Disney theme parks. So that is it for this week's episode of the WDW Newscast. Join us every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern at WDWNewscast.com to chat and watch live, or catch it all on iTunes, YouTube, or on the WDW Radio blog. Thanks again to our sponsors over at touringplans.com. Check those guys out over at touringplans.com/WDW Radio. Tell them we said hi. So until next time, thanks again for watching, everybody. See ya.